Hello, folks. For this lesson today, you will need your math book. And once you have your math book, please turn to page 65. You may pause this video while you get your math book. Today, if you look at the top of page 65, we have our I can statement. I can solve real-world problems involving rates and unit rates by using bar diagrams, double number lines, and equivalent rates. So, we're going to put page 65 aside for just a few minutes while we look at these warm-up problems. I have the answer showing here, but I want to show you the process of how we get these answers. For instance, number 1 says a recipe calls for 4 cups of walnuts for every 2 cups of oats. These are walnuts. These are oats. My ratio is 4 to 2. How many cups of walnuts are needed for each cup of oats? Well, what I want to find is how many walnuts per cup of oats. I know this is a unit rate because I have this keyword there. That clue word, that keyword is each. That means 1. So, there's different ways I could approach this problem. One way is I could say, okay, how do I make 2 equal 1? I divide by 2. So, because it's equal or equivalent or the same, I would also divide 4 by 2. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 2 over 1, you've learned that any number over 1 is that number. So, there would be 2 cups of walnuts for every 1 cup or each cup of oats. Okay, let's look at number 2. We have a train, and this train's moving really fast, a lot faster than our cars move. A train traveling at a constant rate covered a total distance of 385 miles in 3.5 hours. A good strategy to use, especially in word problems in math, is you can underline or highlight some key words. So I know that 385 is an important number. That train travels 385 miles in 3.5 hours. 3.5. That is the same as 3.5 hours. What is the train speed in miles per hour? That clue word per tells me that I'm finding a unit rate because I need to know miles per 1 hour. Okay, once again, I could ask myself, how do I make 3.5 equal 1? Well, I divide by 3.5. So all I have to do to find an equivalent ratio is to divide 385 by 3.5. And it's okay to do that on a calculator at this point. So 385 divided by 3.5, or 3 5/10, equals 110. And sure enough, that train is traveling 110 miles per hour. That train can travel 385 miles in 3.5 hours. It can travel 110 miles in 1 hour. And our last warm-up problem. A recent survey at a bookstore showed that on average, their customers read 18 books every year. How many books does the average customer read each month? Well, Each month, each 1 month. How many months are in a year? There's 12. So now I can ask myself, how do I make 12 equal 1? I divide by 12. So now all I have to do is divide 18 by 12. And that is 1.5 or 1.5. So that means the average customer reads 1.5 books per month or 1.5 books each month. Those are examples of unit rates.